Ladies and gentlemen, let's start the seminar with a word of prayer. Father Lord, we thank you for this day as you have gathered here once again to lead the discussion on various topics affecting the youth. We call for your glory, your grace, and empowerment to our guest speaker so that she could speak to us and have an impact on us. We call for this discussion to be successful as it is towards your wish. Amen. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Amegashie-Viglo, the Executive Director of Youth Impact Movement. I welcome you all to the 26th edition of the Virtual Leadership Seminar. And may I acknowledge the presence of our guest speaker, who is in the person of Miss Gloria Godslove-Klutsey, an Assistant Clerk at Youth Impact Parliament, Ghana. Welcome. And we also have here the Speaker of the Uganda chapter of Youth Impact Parliament, and he is in the person of Right Honorable Dennis Animukama. Mr. Speaker, welcome. We also have here the Majority Leader of the 4th Parliament of Youth Impact Parliament, Ghana, Honorable Hubert Adbahode. And I can see friends to the guest speaker, Bubuyom, Benedict Amenya, and then Brobby Jemima. All of you, welcome. To start the program is to introduce our guest speaker. Our guest speaker is a very beautiful lady who is full of potential.
Thank you so much, Mr.
We also have here the Majority Leader. Yes, thank you. Introducing our guest speaker for today is a very brilliant and wonderful, good-looking young lady. She is currently the Assistant Clerk Affairs of the 4th Parliament of Youth Impact Parliament, Ghana. And she recently won the election to become the Women Commissioner of the Association of Food Scientists and Technology Students of Ho Technical University. She is ready to take up the challenge to share with us on the topic Redefining Your Path in Science and Life, Breaking Barriers. And from this particular topic, you get to know more about her and how she broke some barriers. I want us to invite her to now speak to us and share with us her insights on the topic. Miss Gloria Godslove-Klutsey, welcome, and you may now speak to us. Your audience, your guest speaker. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Executive Director, Mr. Amegashie-Viglo, for the opportunity for me to be the guest speaker for the 26th Virtual Leadership Seminar organized by Youth Impact Parliament. I am Klutsey Godslove-Gloria. I can see some of my friends from campus, some of my colleagues too from Youth Impact Parliament. Thank you very much for joining. In fact, I'm very excited to see you all. Before we start, today, I'm here to speak on the theme, Redefining Your Path in Science and Life. I know many of you have already some knowledge about this, and others might see it from different angles. And that's totally fine. That's exactly why I'm here today. This topic isn't just about science, it's about how, as we individuals, especially the youth, can reflect, refocus, and take change of our journey in both science and life. It also shows us how it's important to shift our mindset and embrace growth within all areas and not just academics. is really to help us educate ourselves, guide the younger ones, and growth in areas like leadership, public speaking, and self-confidence. Thank you once again for listening to me. Before we start, thank you. For a long time, I believe some dreams were too far from where I stood. I believe that science, technology, and big discoveries were not for someone like me. I thought those dreams were for some people far away and from different worlds, someone smarter than me, someone from like a better place, someone who looked or surround from a different world. But today, don't worry, we are going to start off. Let's start with something many of us can relate to. That's when perception becomes a prison. My dear, growing up, a lot of girls, not only girls, including male child, even me myself, we dreams of being a scientist, inventors, like engineers. But somewhere along the way, we hear the message, you cannot do this. This is not for you. I don't know if this is maybe a subtitle, maybe it's a joke, or maybe it's a tradition. I don't know if any of you have idea of this, but to me, I don't know if it's maybe a joke or maybe it's a tradition. But my dear, it really sticks. And before long, we begin to believe it. That's how perception becomes a prison. In fact, studies have even shown that stereotypes and expectations can strongly influence we the youth, especially girls, in terms of choosing a course to study, especially in the senior high school. Choosing a path under pressure actually is not easy. Like sometimes you choose what is available to you at a particular moment. Like when you had no option, you thought, Charlie, since I'm not good or this is not good for me, this is the only option I'm having at this moment, and this is what I have to choose. Many of us don't get the guidance we need when making big decisions. We listen to the loudest voices, which is family, let's say friends, and the worst part is even our fears, and we choose what feels safe. But safe isn't always right. Like back then when I was in primary, going back to SHS, I had people telling me science is difficult, but don't worry. Let's move further and see how everything went. Some of the most successful women in science did not even start in science. They found their way back to what they loved, and so you can. Let me be real with you, my dear. I was told science wasn't for people like me, that it was too hard, that I should stay in something easy. Hey, Charlie, just your teacher telling you that science is not meant strength for you, like and capability. So at least you know what is good for me. But sometimes not always you have to take this advice. You should I did not have a mentor telling me about science opportunities, scholarships, or like real life careers in research. So to what I felt it was okay for me, I chose home economics, not because like I wasn't smart, but because I was unsure and I lack guidance. My dear, let me be clear with you. Home economics is not for everyone. Home the food involves science and it also involves home training. So to those out there saying home economics is for the weak-minded, for my expectation and what I felt and what I've learned and in my real life, home economics is not for the weak. My dear, I felt a pull, a restless. I wanted to know why food spores, how microbes behave, how nutrition affects health. I wanted to wear the lab coat, not just the lab coat, but you see me, Ankasa, I like food. I'm a type that love food. So when I was coming to when I was in SHS coming to uni, I had one friend who was Ben Ufori, who gave me a little knowledge about selecting course in uni and how the system goes. But I did not end there. I did research. I searched and I realized there was a called food science and technology. And I once said, I love food. So when I saw the food aspect related to the food technology, I was like, wow, I love this course. But doing the research, I saw things like physics, chemistry. I was like, wow, will I be able to study this course? I was like, okay, let me try and see. No matter how hard it is, I'll try my best and see how it goes. So, that was how I discovered food science and technology. That was my turning point, the moment I redefined my path. Isn't weakness, so it's growth. It takes a real courage to say, this is not where I belong, and I'm ready to go after what I truly want. My dear, let me be honest with you. It wasn't easy. Like shifting into a challenging field meant I had to start over. When I mean I had to start over was just imagine someone who had no knowledge in physics, chemistry, in fact, food engineering. Like, hey, see, when I started it wasn't easy for me. Like, I mean, I have to start from the fundamental, like the basics. And just imagine when you come to the university, no lecturer is coming to start from the basic. They assume, in fact, we are all scientists, and you know the reason why you are here, and you know what you are coming to study. So, like, in fact, it was like, I don't know how to say, I had to start from afresh. I had to work harder. In fact, ask more questions and face even moments of doubt. But I found something I never had before, which was purpose. But one thing that kept me ongoing is I had one quote which always says, success is not final, failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that count. This was the quote that kept me going. My dear, it wasn't easy for me, but I tried my hardest. When my first semester result was out, is this me? Like for real, I was shocked if I really did this by myself. So it kept me ongoing. I always want to tell my dear, perceptions are not fact. I want you to hear it clearly. Just because someone says you are not good enough, doesn't make you true. Just because you started late doesn't mean you are behind. Just doesn't mean you lack potential. See, let truth guide you, not fear. Because the only person who gets to decide is your first. The only person who gets to decide your future is you yourself. You see, to everyone listening to me out there, here is what I want you to say. You don't need anyone's permission to be extraordinary. See, when I was even coming to study the food science and I told my friends in SHS, some people told me, hey, Gloria, are you sure you can do this? You are not good in science. You've not studied science before. Are you sure you can do this? If I had listened to those people, I don't think I would be here by now. You see, so I just want to tell every lady, in fact, ladies and everyone listening to me, you don't need anyone's permission to be extraordinary. Your dreams are valid, even if they scare you. Your background doesn't disqualify you. Your mistakes don't define you. Science, innovation, and leadership, they need your voice. Don't wait to be chosen, my dear. Choose yourself, because no one is ready to choose you unless you choose yourself. I have some individuals who redefine their path in life, not just in science alone, but I had people who redefine their path in life and science. And I have one who is George Washington, born into slavery, studied something else, and now he became a scientist and investor focused on agriculture and sustainability. You see, the most popular person we know, even Elon Musk, did not started from science. He later on was shifted from software and now into science and engineering. So, my dear, I want to give you a very nice quote that you can carry away. It says, we need all hands on deck, and that's many clearing handles for women and girls as they navigate careers in science, technology, engineering, and maths. This is a quote from the the former First Lady Michelle Obama, but we cannot eliminate the boy child in this conversation. Thank you so much for allowing me to share my journey with you. Hope my journey or hope today, even if one person just feel a little more empowered to break free from perception and step fully into purpose. Because if I, Gloria, could do it, so you can. Thank you very much for listening to me. Please, if you have any question, kindly put it on board. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, our guest speaker, for a brilliant presentation there of how you broke the barriers, and it's very inspiring. Colleagues, the floor is now open for questions, contributions, and corrections, if there may be. Yeah, so you can raise your hand to signify your interest in speaking. Let's take Robbie Jemima. Yes, Robbie, please unmute yourself and then speak.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Jones, and thank you very much, Honorable Gloria. Yeah, I would like to contribute or also comment on certain things. Yes, I've learned a lot. Yeah, most especially the part where you say we shouldn't allow perception to redefine our path. Yes, when I was in SHS, one of my chaplain used to say that wise people learn from other people's experiences, and then wiser people learn from their own mistakes. So I've learned a lot. Thank you very much. I've learned a lot. And Mr. Jones, when you're pronouncing my name, you made a horrible pronunciation. It is Brobe Jeremiah. Yeah, Brobe Jeremiah. Thank you
Oh,
very much.
sorry. Did I call you Jemima? Sorry.
Yeah,
Okay, sorry, Jeremiah. Thank you.
yeah. Thank you very much.
Yes, majority leader.
All right, thank you very much, Executive Director Mr. Jones, Senanu Amegashie-Viglo. And then thank you, Miss Gloria Godslove-Klutsey, for that insightful presentation. Yes, I can relate with a lot of things that you said today. And I would say it has been very inspiring and very impactful. It made me remember one or two things from my little beginning to where I am today. Just beginning from your preamble, you made some statement that keep resonating with me. That you just let me just touch on it small. Maybe I might not capture the full statement you made, though, but to say for a long time, I believe some dreams were not meant for you, or probably you might not be able to achieve some dreams based on where you stood, or you thought some dreams were for people that are both away or in a well-to-do family, that probably you might not be able to achieve those dreams based on where you stood or where you are standing currently. And I could equally relate to most of those things that you stated. One of it is when I was in basic school and I saw people that probably after basic school they end their education there and then they couldn't proceed to even high school. And then I know people, even some of the teachers that even taught me at basic school, some of them couldn't even attend tertiary. So I was asking myself, if this person had this amount of knowledge to even impact in me, and then the person was not able to even go to tertiary, will I be able to go? Like, I've been thinking about all those things, and at times it reduces my morale, and then I do ask myself, will I be able to make this? The fact being that where I'm even coming from, we are not a well-to-do family. Yeah, we live from hand to mouth, let's say, but now things have changed. Yeah, with the grace of God. But I would say gone are the days even paying school fees has become very something difficult at the basic school. Sometimes being sacked from school, and then I have to go back home with my bags and then probably come back a day or two later on. And I do ask myself, will I be able to continue this journey called education, or I should just quit and then venture into something else? Because I see myself probably be not being able to match that expectation of people going for high school. But when I reach form three, or probably along my basic school, when I entered the JHS two, I wasn't a brilliant student then, but when I reached class six, things changed. How I even managed to do one or two things. And I would say those that probably know me growing up will say, Hubert, where you are now, Charlie, they've seen a lot of improvement, a lot of change. This is not the Hubert they used to know at a very tender age. Very, very quiet, how to even watch somebody's face and then communicate. Probably might not be something that I'll be able to do, but redefining myself and then in life has been something that kept me going. That's probably somebody that's not able to do something doesn't mean that I will not be able, or I might also not be able to achieve something like that. And that's one thing that kept me going. I even was able to enter high school, St. Paul Senior High School, popularly known as Sparkle. Yeah. And on and off, I was a border, I became a day student and a whole lot. Just trying to know that okay, it's not all that rosary, but if you're able to redefine your path, you'll be able to achieve something greater and then very great for yourself. Yeah. So today's topic has been a topic that most of us can relate to. Yeah. And then it's very inspiring, and where I am today with the help of Youth in Path Parliament and other associations that I belong to, not forgetting Lions Class International, has already have groomed me into who I am today. And because I've been able to identify myself, the path that I need to take, and then where I'm heading towards, I have to rediscover myself in my life journey, where I am and then where I want to head to. So, guest speaker, and then executive director. It's been a privilege for some of these things, so that probably some of us can equally share our story for others to be inspired. Somebody said, "Wise people learn from other people's mistake." Maybe probably I might not quote it verbatim, but that's just to catch something. But wiser people learn from their own mistakes. Yes. So let's be those wiser people and then probably learn from our own mistakes and then forge ahead. And then we have a great future that we can couch for ourselves. Thank you very much for the opportunity. If there is anything, I'll go back and then add my voice to it again. Thank you.
Fantastic one, Majority Leader. I think Wilhelmina Okutu raised her hand. She's the Assistant Clerk Accounts at Parliament. Wilhelmina, let's hear you before Vixen.
Okay, good evening. Thank you, Mr. President. So, I want to say thank you for having this seminar. It's actually a good one. And breaking barriers is not an easy thing, especially in the science background, because I can't remember JHS. My whole life has been in Tema. And then I was sent to Cape Coast to write my BC. So during the BC period, and one woman, a lady just like me, and she asked me what program do I want to read in senior high school. I said science. And she was like, which senior high school? I was like, oh, Fantiman Girls. She looked at me and she was like, can I read science? Do I think it's for people like us? So in my head, I was like, you think because I'm in a government uniform, so that means the person cannot do better. And I understood why certain people from such places do not see themselves in higher positions and all that. And it hasn't been easy for people like that. So my few suggestions is, I think if this seminars, we should go to those sites, talk to people like that, and then encourage them more, and especially with the science background, because it's not easy. The moment you say I'm reading science, hey, can you read science, can you do it, you think it's for people like you and all those stuff, but then it's not easy. So my few question is, I want to ask Miss Gloria that as she is going higher, that she didn't have any background in the science aspects. Now that we are doing the course, it's getting harder and harder. So people that did the science are not even getting it. So how is she managing? That's what I want to know. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Wilhelmina. Deputy Majority Leader Bright Salon Vixen.
Thank you, Mr. President and August House. I couldn't join because the whole day I have class, so I have to excuse myself. So pardon me for not being present at the inception of this particular seminar. But then, I know Gloria will deliver super, but I also have some few to probably I'll add to it. Then we see how best we can go. So I want to always tell my people that you have to remember you are responsible for yourself and your professional growth. You equally have to know yourself to grow yourself. Nobody will come and grow yourself for you without knowing yourself as well. I think I could concur with Hubert when he said that the Hubert then is not the Hubert now. Of course, there's a huge transformation of which sometimes when you go back to your community, you will see that there's a huge transformation. But it didn't just come on a silver platter. So you have to equally know yourself and grow yourself as well. Myself, an example, I always tell people that people don't know me as Bright Dixon, or probably know me that I perceive civil engineering in school. But one of the things that people know me for is I considered an election, I became the SRC vice president. If you ask anyone, that's the main reason why people know me. Other than that, no one even know that I even came to HTU. So you have to take up the responsibility, redefine yourself. You have to also discover yourself, what you want in life. Probably, Mr. President himself, he has not done communication anywhere. But what people know him for is probably through this YIP staffs that people know. So I think all of us have to take the charge, and I believe within these 4 years of YIP, most people are equally making inroads. We now have NASPA president coming out of YIP, SRC president, SRC organizer, and a lot. And I hope that all of us are learning, including myself. Let's keep on learning. Every day is a learning curve for all of us. You know where you want to go in life. I can't tell you to be like me, or I can also tell that I want to be like you. Just be yourself. Be a better version of your own self. Then I don't know, all of us will be fine. Because my prayer one day is that all of us should get the money and then build our houses and live happily. The only thing we can be fighting on is probably if you go and buy food somewhere to eat, and then we should be fighting about who will have to pay the money. Maybe I don't know, Hubert will also want to pay Gloria herself, Mr. President himself, Honorable Samson herself, and all other members himself. That's the kind of fight we want us to engage in. Who want to pay? So all those doesn't come on a silver platter. So let's equally discover ourselves and grow ourselves professionally. Everything we do, let's be professional about it. Be intentional. That's another thing that all of us have to take cognizance of. So at the end of the day, you build oneself. So that's what I have to equally contribute. And Mr. President, I could ask permission to bow. I have another meeting of which I am moderating as well. So thank you very much. If you could permit me.
Sure. Thank you very much. Yes, can we take feedback from Gloria and top-ups before we take the next set of comments?
Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Jules, the executive director. Related to Wilhelmina's question, even though it's not easy, but one thing I've learned is when you are determined to achieve something, you don't end on the road. Even though it's not easy, one thing about me is when I find something difficult, I always love to ask questions. In fact, I always ask people who have more ideas related to the field. And you see, sometimes you have to make yourself available and ready to learn. My mother always says in Ewe, "Nkpevi, enyawu nukpega." So to me, I always feel approaching people who have been in the program or has been in the field for long. And when you approach them, some of them are ready and willing to help you. If they know, so this girl, she's serious, or this guy is serious, they are always ready and available to teach you. So Wilhelmina, that's my answer for you.
Thank you very much, Hubert.
Oh, it was a mistake. I just want to give a thumbs up for the answer given.
Okay, thank you very much. The ladies here, I can see Benedicta Menya, Christabel Kuon. Yeah. Have you also broken some barriers? Share your comments. As Gloria faced with science and life. Okay, let's hear from Mark.
Thank you, Executive Director, and all honorable members on the call. I wouldn't know how I would have thanked this platform enough, because even though with regards to my organization that I belong to, of which I equally learned some things, here also serves as a shape now, because I have that consistent time to speak to issues, engage with others. So it's widening my span. Sometimes I see myself and I'm proud that I can speak in public boldly now. I can take decisions, good decisions among people now. And I feel like I don't stress myself to take decisions in terms of growth or youthful age decisions. I don't take I don't take difficulty in taking those decisions anymore. I think it was yesterday I was speaking with somebody. He said he wants to take a step. So I just told him that, okay, if that be the case, why won't you consider this? And I found it very, 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 very laudable. And he said that will work of him. So with this opportunity with YIP, I'm breaking so many barriers. And where I find myself now, I don't see whoever that is there that I can't face and I can't speak out my feelings or my emotions to the person. I feel myself okay. I can advocate on any platform I find myself now. So it's a very barrier breaking opportunity for me, and I'll encourage most of us here not to take it as a light opportunity. Let's leverage on this platform so that we can make the best out of ourselves. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Any other comments? I can see Emmanuel Atagbili, Senor Courage Kwaku, Emmanuel Bless Jandu, Edward Amenu, and even our Uganda speaker, WOCOM. Yes, we can share our experiences on barriers we are breaking in life to complement Gloria. Okay, yes, Gloria, since the time you joined YIP as well, have you been able to break any particular barrier?
Yes, please. Okay. So first of all, when I joined Youth Impact Parliament, in fact, I didn't believe I'll be able to speak today, like talking to people like this. If not because of Youth Impact Parliament, I don't think I'll be able to do this today, because Youth Impact Parliament trained me in a way in terms of public speaking and gave me courage even to go for the WOCOM position. If not because of Youth Impact Parliament, I don't think I'll be able to get more knowledge on public speaking and be here today. So I think Youth Impact Parliament is a blessing to most of us, and I think we shouldn't end it here. We should, in fact, talk about it more to people for them to benefit from it as well. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Bubuyom.
All right. Good evening, honorable members. I take the opportunity to also come in by sharing my stories and also redefining myself by being a leader today and being whom I am today. Actually, during my school time in basic school, whenever they ask me who I want to be, my teachers do ask me, my friends do ask me, I just tell them I dream to become a leader. Normally, when I see myself as a leader and I want to lead. I want to lead a great nation, or I want to even lead people. That is the only zeal and what I think about. But they do tell me that no, I cannot be a leader. Why? Because I'm just a quiet person. I don't socialize myself with people. And also, me not socializing myself with people comes from the house because normally they do tell me certain things about socialization, which they have not expressed their view on why they said I'm always myself with people. But after my school time and I was beginning everything, while I was trying to move up with school, go on with everything, I was starting to socialize myself with others by being a leader, me being elected as a school prefect, moving up also. I move up to the senior high school, upwards with the leadership style, and also defining myself. So afterwards, I got to the university and I took up the leadership style from there. And it doesn't end over there. I took it up, and truly, what I wanted to be as a leader, I am proud of myself today, redefining myself without listening to my friends. For them saying I can never be a leader, but rather forgetting what they were telling me and also ignoring certain things my parents were telling me. No, even though I needed to listen to them, but I had to take it off by socializing myself with people and also hearing out from people, knowing people's stories, and also listening to others, and also boosting my leadership styles. Now I can proudly say I'm a head teacher, which I lead a school, and I move from schools to schools now as it stands now, and I can proudly say also maybe a CEO of a Rise Up Youth Foundation. So that is how I also redefine myself. I will take this opportunity to also urge the YIP that we should come on board again as we are moving, going higher, that we should move from regions to regions, communities to communities, and also youth, unite youths in the country, bring them together, train them, make them have a nice leadership skills, and also change their communities, change the viewpoints of their community, and redefining the kind of people they want to be. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Um, thank you very much for that insight. Our speaker from Uganda, Right Honorable Dennis Animukama. Can we hear from you? May I acknowledge the presence of the Speaker of the 4th Parliament of Youth Impact Parliament, Ghana? That's Right Honorable Adam Osman. Speaker Dennis, can we hear from you? Okay. Whenever he's ready to speak, he will speak. Senator Edward, any contribution to breaking barriers?
Honorable President, I don't think I have much to say, but I enjoy every session of it. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Emmanuel Pabli.
Yeah, good evening, Mr. President. Hope
Yes,
everybody
feel free
can
to
hear me.
speak. Yes, we can hear you.
Mr. President, thank you very much. I'm very sorry for that. But then I just want to speak about breaking barriers. But then when I joined youth parliament, but then I was elected political president, and I used to attend parliamentary sittings at SRC, HTU SRC. I used to be an observer, Whenever I want to make submissions and contributions, it doesn't come boldly. But then joining Youth Impact Parliament has broken a barrier in my life that making submissions at meetings, gatherings, or any parliamentary sitting has become something very consistent for me, and but then I thought that
Hello? Is it my network or is his? I think it's his.
Yeah, he's having a breakage in
Yeah,
the communication.
he's having a breakage. Alright. If we can stand at somewhere good and come back, it will help us all to hear him out.
Okay. As he, I think he just even left. Okay, he's here though. I think he's done with his presentation because he's muted now. Yes, thank you very much, Emmanuel. Yes, the breaking barriers is in terms of doing what was seen as impossible for you. A barrier is created when the impossible is being defined for you. And to break it is to come out of that prison, that embodiment of impossibility that was carved around you. And I'm sure most of you have a lot of success stories that relates to breaking barriers. As a matter of fact, one of the impacts YIP can give is to help you break these barriers. Most occasion, referring to public speaking, referring to uh, referring to knowledge on governance, referring to business, and then other issues that we speak on. The 24th and the 25th Virtual Leadership Seminar had given exposure on business and then financial management, and all of them were very helpful. And that is why we are here. Some of these things is all about mentality. So when your mentality is being reshaped, you'll be able to break these barriers because these barriers are mostly psychological. Psychological, not physiological. They are psychological. It's all about the psyche, the mindset. Anytime you go to a math class, they tell you math is difficult, math is difficult. And when you accept that predicament, it turns out to become difficult. Yes, it turns out to become difficult because it's been said as such and you have accepted that, so it becomes difficult. But if you were told that math is the easiest, just as they say for social studies and then English, it's very easy. So you turn out to find it easy because the mind has already been created. Sometimes you ask, how are people feeling English? How are people feeling English? Clearly, perhaps they told them that English, because of the Concord and then all this, trying to get the subject-verb agreement and then, trying to make sense out of the vocabularies, you will feel and all those. And then they turn out to be scared of English, so they want to communicate in vernacular. And then English becomes clearly messed up with them. I get amazed when people are failing English, communication skills. Clearly, it's because of the mindset. Assuming someone told them that English is something you speak every day, and it's all about listening more and then you get better at it, they wouldn't fail. There might be other consequences, or should I say decisions, or effects leading to such a predicament. But however, we are here to help you break your barrier. And to break the barrier first starts with you taking up the challenge. You have to take up the challenge that I'm ready to break it. And how do you take that? It's by listening to others who inspire you to take up the challenge. And some of you doing that is to join this group. To join this group is to accept the challenge that you want to really improve your public speaking. You want to know more about governance. You want to learn about social norms and values, and then other important things that it comes up with. You want to take up the challenge of becoming a leader, to lead in a particular sphere of this group, to sell yourself out as a competent youth leader, taking up the challenge within this community. And that is a step forward to break barriers. When we started Youth Impact Parliament, people laughed at us. They didn't see it as something that could be serious. They thought it was all a joke. And then lo and behold, we had sitting members of parliament attending sittings of Youth Impact Parliament. What is going on? Is this a joke or how? How did he? And that was the first barrier we broke. Because they who thought they were higher, they were the best, and we couldn't do anything, could not even host MPs in their homes. And then sitting members of parliament, DCs, were coming for sittings of Impact Parliament. That was the first barrier we broke in the community, to say there is potential in this group, give us a chance. So we can all break these barriers. It's our how we define the challenge. Those of you who want to be rich in the future, you first need to change that mentality that, yeah, I can. You don't have to be so old before you become rich. People became rich when they were young. People became rich when they were old. Apart from what destiny might imply, if you want to take up the challenge of becoming genuinely rich, you will be, because you plan towards it. If you want to become the president of Ghana, the youngest president ever, at age 40, you start making the plans, you work towards it. It could be possible. Who knew Edem Adbana would become an MP at age 33? At age 33. Who knew Tanko would become Council of State member at age 34? Tanko is not old. The Water Council of State member is not old. I think 34, 36. He's still very young. Who knew Alban Baldwin would become speaker because he wanted president? He never won. And who knew he become speaker? Who knew Alban Baldwin would beat Prof? All these things, Charlie, it's possible. It is possible. Who knew Mahama would win again? Who knew Akufo-Addo would become president? All these are barriers being broken. Yeah, so please be inspired from Gloria's story. Science has already been defined as something difficult. Anytime the integrated science paper is being set for us, because one answer goes for just 1 mark, and then you have to race for 100 marks, people are already feeling like, Charlie, I've already failed because you're not ready to write that long. When you start hearing about chemistry, biology, and agric, you take a step back for it because you're not ready for such a challenge, But science is really beautiful. It's all talking about the phenomena of life. And when you take it that serious, you learn a lot. And when it becomes the beauty that defines how things will go, you can break more barriers. So, Gloria, we'll take some additional comments before you give your closing remarks for us to bring the program to a close. So, additional comments. Anyone who wants to speak can raise your hand and then we'll allow you to speak. Yes, Mark.
Okay, so with my final and additional comment, I would like to say, first of all, thank you for this great initiative of Youth Impact Parliament. As you've already stated, people doubt the humble beginning of this initiative, but it's coming into light now, and some of us can foresee how this parliament will be counted upon by government operatives in a nearby future for decision making and some other stuff. So I would say a very big thank you for giving some of us the opportunity to seek ourselves, build our potentials, and bring some good things into our life. Because sometimes, last time that we came for the special anniversary joint sitting, I took a post a picture, a comment somebody made. I think it's a very nice comment. I don't know how it will recount though, but if not exactly that, seen in the light of that. So I'm really grateful for joining this initiative and very ready to make this initiative come to the brightest light. It's my wish. And I also encourage my colleagues, honorable members here, that let's continue and make this great. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mark. We go together. We'll reach far when we go together. Someone is asking, how can one join this family? Yes, Youth Impact Parliament has opened nominations for its fifth parliament. Nominations are open currently. You can go to our Facebook page and then you see the nomination form. So when you fill the form, you will just chat our official contact. The contact is outlined in the form. Or yes, it's outlined in the form, and then you'll be able to work your way out. The form is actually free, but after you have filled the form and gone through your vetting, you pay a dues of 100 cedis before you are being confirmed. The dues is per parliament. A parliament is from August to August. Every August will dissolve the existing parliament and form a new one. So on the 9th of August 2025, we'll be dissolving the current parliament and then we'll be forming the new parliament. So anyone who wants to join is through that. I'll drop the official contact as well on the income message so that we can all you can message that for guidance or chat any of us and that contact will be sent to you. Yes. So we'll take closing remarks from Gloria and then we'll bring today's session to an end. I think before Gloria speaks, let me have this young guy who is shaking the waves. His name is Samson Niraba. I've even forgotten the surname. Search of yeah. He's part of us. He has also broken some barriers. He should tell us how he's breaking more barriers.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. I'm sorry I've never contributed since you started because as we speak I'm at work. My place is also a bit kind of noisy, so I couldn't make any contribution. But then all have been said by my colleague honorable members, and then having our potential, and then YIP's role in helping us shape and also discover the full potential. Sometimes you may have the ability to do something, but then it's how you plan to groom yourself, how the path you've taken actually to also develop it. So YIP is very instrumental in then helping us all who have like dreams to actually uh, be trained in that direction. So I thank the vision bearers for giving us the opportunity. And then the little I will also say is that YIP is coming up. It depends on us also, all the members, all youth MPs to actively participate and then use their role. When you're in a committee, it doesn't matter when or not, but then you know that you play an active role in that research on your roles in the committee, and then you actively engage. And then just be creative. That is what I believe in. Before you be able to make an impact, I believe in creativity. So currently, where I'm serving right now in Adan East, when I came, before I applied for my portfolio, they were asking me if I'm a native, and all that. I'm not. But then, as we speak, I'm the president, and then I've identified key problems in their environment. So I believe that before you be able to make an impact, you need observation that you try and then identify things and then take advantage of them and make an impact. So that is a few I would say. Because of time and then my place to I'll hand over to my boss. And then as we speak, coming Thursday is our election. I'll also encourage you to help me post my flyers so that probably you may have people in your contact list who are connected in any way and then might be our delegates so that it will help us and then members. I'm going for regional secretary, Greater Accra Regional Secretary for the NASPA. And the contest is really tough. And then we are hoping and praying that God will give us victory. So I thank you very much, Speaker. And then the facilitator as well, Miss Gloria. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Samson. Hubert.
All right, thank you very much, Executive Director, and then kudos to all honorable members and then guests that have joined. And I would say they've made a solid contribution from the likes of Mark Bless. Yeah, I know him when he came. I've seen him a couple of times when he came to HTU Fresh. Yeah, and then other honorable members. And then I've heard one honorable member also say he do go to HTUSRC Parliament as an observer. But today I think he has improved and then knows some one or two things. And I would say this platform being created by Youth Impact Parliament, we might not get it elsewhere just like this. And we having our own people also have this knowledge being shared with us each and every day. I think we just have to take this platform very seriously. Those that are yet to take it seriously, I think it's high time they change their attitude and then know the platform being created for us, and then they might not get it elsewhere freely like this. These seminars, I think some places we would have to pay and then get this knowledge being shared because it's somebody's knowledge, and when the person is sharing, we would have to pay for it. So thank you once again, Executive Director. And then I'm always inspired when I see my people aspiring for greater opportunity, and then somebody like Samson, kudos to you. Yeah, just try and leave a legacy, even though that's not where you come from. People have been asking that of that community, but you prove to them that you might not be a native of that, whether your community, but what you can do with your mindsets and then redefining your path. You would want to break barriers anywhere that you go. So kudos to you and wish you all the best. From here, I think you would have to share your flyer on the page so that we can all solicit behind you and then do that massive campaign on social media for you. And then once again, I would like to sign out. I have another engagement elsewhere. And then thank you very much for the opportunity. And once again, I will thank you, the guest speaker, for the opportunity to share some things with us. It's been very inspiring and then grateful. Thank you, Executive Director.
Yes. Thank you very much. I think from the start of the year, a couple of our members have been able to gain election to some offices. For example, the Jackson College SRC president, Samson Doche. Then we have Stephen Amok, who became NASPA president elsewhere. Samson Sechofia as well, NASPA president at Dais. Cyril Kekeliamewo, NASPA president, Home Municipal. And Gloria as well, who is WOCOM for AFSTS. And then just recently we had the majority leader of the Senate, Senator Kim, becoming SRC vice president, and then the second deputy speaker, which is Magdalene Idiaku, becoming SRC president-elect for Old Technical University. And all these are evidence of training and then possibilities and barriers they are breaking from the YIP effect. So we are grateful for such an evidence being popping up of our impact. Miss Gloria, let's have your concluding remarks. Yes, Miss Gloria, let's have your closing remarks. Can she not hear us? Or I'm the one who cannot be?
I'm actually not sure that he's with us at the moment because I saw and noticed that he left the meeting as things were going on. So I'm clearly not sure he's with us at the moment. She's with us as at now. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much. Well, Mina, would you share closing remarks on behalf of Gloria?
Okay. Um, so I think Grace is my very good friend, so I'll do that.
Mhm.
On behalf of, please can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay, so on behalf of Miss Gloria Godslove-Klutsey, in summary, redefining youth path in science and life, breaking barriers. We are all capable of getting to higher positions, doing better in our communities and the nation, and even the whole world as wide. So, in conclusion, I'll urge all of us to pursue our dreams, look forward to our goals. We shouldn't let people's words bring us down, and then we must have the courage in everything we do. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Wilmina, for concluding for her. Ladies and
You're welcome.
gentlemen, we have come to the end of today's beautiful session, which was delivered by our guest speaker, Gloria Godslove-Klutsey, Assistant Clerk Affairs of the 4th Parliament of Youth Impact Parliament. Mina, kindly mute your mic. And then she's also the WOCOM for EFSTS. She spoke on the topic, redefining your path in science and life, breaking barriers. Very commendable. All, should I say, all thanks to God, to Allah for keeping us alive, and then to the YIP community for participating in this. Let's end with a closing prayer. Almighty God, we humbly beseech thee, as we have bring this session to an end, as we have brought this session to an end, we call for your impact in the discussions that members who will listen after also have that impact and then break more barriers as life continues. Thank you. Amen. Good night.
Same to you. Same to you. No, no, no.
Um,